Hello, everybody. How are you? I just wanted to hop on here, and today's topic is how to talk to your family and friends about your chronic illness diagnosis. That one can be pretty tough because not everyone is going to understand that diagnosis because they can't see it. They can't put their hands on it. They don't understand. It's not like a broken leg. They can't see a cast. They can't see that you're on crutches. They can't see all that. So for a lot of people, it's going to be kind of hard for them to put their hands on and understand these invisible illnesses. So in my experience, the best way for us to help our friends and family understand our illness is just to be really open and honest with them from the get-go. Be completely open and honest and just tell them what your diagnosis is, what it looks like. Be honest and say, this is lupus. This is what it does. This is how it makes me feel. This is how it may make me feel at some times. And then when you do have a flare, tell them. Be 100% open with them the entire time. Because if you hide things from them and you only make it look good, then when you do have a bad day, they're not going to understand because you've only made it look good. So for them, they're not going to understand. Then all of a sudden, when you have a bad day and you have to then expect them to understand when all of a sudden you've never explained to them that you may have a bad day. So honesty is probably the best way for you to help yourself in the long run. So sorry, I'm flipping back and forth to see the comments. And I'm looking at my notes so I don't forget anything. Yeah, it is. The best way the better you are open about things than it is to suffer in silence. And I've come across that myself with my friends who I have been more open with. They're the ones who understand when I have to cancel a dinner date or when I have to postpone something. They're the ones that understand better, if that makes sense. That's not a good way to phrase that. They understand more openly than the friends who I haven't been honest with. The ones who I haven't been honest with are like, well, why are you canceling again? And so I've kind of shot myself in the foot in that sense because I wasn't open with everybody from the get-go. So honesty is the best policy. And then my second point was, like I said, help them to understand what a good day and a bad day looks like. Tell them, on a good day, I can, go to the grocery store and put the groceries away and do laundry and do this. But then on a bad day, I may not be able to get out of bed. I may not be able to do anything but go to the bathroom and get myself cereal. That may be all I can functionally do that day. Because if you don't tell them what a bad day looks like, they're never going to understand. And then my other point was to make sure that you, especially with your family and those who are closest to you, you need to help them understand how they can help you. So, if, your spouse, if you tell them, okay, well, I'm going to need you to help me do the laundry, or I'm going to need you to help me do this, they are going to understand more so. I don't have a spouse, but I do live with my family. And if I tell them more of what I'm going to need from the get-go, they understand better. And they're not as confused when I don't, because I've had this experience with my dad, because I haven't really been as honest with him as I have my mom. And so she understands because she goes to doctor's appointments with me and she's been in the hospital with me. So she understands exactly what bad days look like. But my dad hasn't been there and I haven't been as honest with him. And so he gets a little confused when I don't get out of bed for 3 days. He's like, well, why isn't she doing things? Because I haven't been open. I haven't been honest. I haven't shown him what a bad day looks like. So a couple of weeks ago, we had a kind of a come to Jesus meeting, so to speak. And I kind of talked to him really honestly and openly about, there are going to be days when I can't do anything, and that's just the way it is. So the best thing you can do when it comes to friends and family is just to honestly be open. Yes, happy life. It's good to give people tangible examples, then they can relate to exactly how you're describing your experience. Yes, that's the best thing you can do, is just to be completely open and honest. Because if you don't, then they don't really understand it, because they can't touch, it's not like having a cast on your leg. They can't physically see these things. So I've said this 17 times now, but being completely open and honest with yourself and your friends and family. And that kind of goes back to being open with yourself too, because if you're not being honest with yourself and and knowing what you can and can't do, then you can't help your family understand what they need to do if you can't understand yourself, if that makes any sense at all. I kind of felt like I talked in a circle there, but if you're not honest with yourself and you don't know your limits, then you can't help anyone else around you know how they can help you. So anyway, I hope this helped someone. I feel like I talked in circles, but basically my point of the day is just to be honest with yourself, honest with your friends and family, and that's the best you can do. If you're not honest from the get-go, then they're not going to be able to help you. So anyway, I hope everyone has a good day, and I will see you on Friday for my next live. See you soon.